The old under the hoodie trick. Where does it clip up here?
That's fine, I'll do that.
Oh, cheers.
Stick that in the back pocket.
I'll clip it in here. Is that cool? Oh yeah, so is that cool?
Just yank that down a little bit.
Oh, the wires.
We'll talk about the WWE UK tour and Cardiff as well, because that was cool.
Yeah, cool man. Well, 1, 2, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
So you're going to go into full junior mode then?
Yeah, Jack! 1, 2! As if like
Chris
screamo
Jericho.
bag. Yeah. Rock and roll.
Right, okay. Hi folks, I am here with WWE UK superstar and indie standout, as we know, former Progress Wrestling champion, Mark Andrews. How's it going, Mark?
Good. Progress superstar.
Progress superstar. Well, you know, I don't want to just
Progress
pigeonhole you
wrestler.
just as that, because, you know, I know you wrestle for a bunch of places, and of course you started Attack.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was your thing back in the day, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, me, Pete Dunne, Jim Lee, who does our emceeing at the moment.
Yeah.
It was kind of a collective, I guess. Everybody's had their part in doing it. Chris Brooks is helping out, you know, well, running the place now. So
Yeah.
it gets passed around the wrestlers a little bit, yeah, for duties and stuff.
Well, I went to go and see the Christmas show there, and it was the Missile Tour. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
I was going to say like attackwrestling.com. I can't remember what was the website.
Attackforwrestling.co.uk.
Yeah, you know.
I'll be really embarrassed if that's not it now. As I said, it gets passed around. It might have changed this last
But
time.
in fairness, it's, I mean, you've got Attack, you've got Defend, you've got being a pro wrestler, and you've got, you know, being a rock star as well. And, you know, as a man who's played an ex-rock star myself, I do kind of, I empathise a little bit with, you know, spreading your time thin. But, like, you've been, well, what's the last year been like for Junior? What's 2017 like?
Oh, it was awesome, to be honest. I mean, I think the kind of perks of being in the band whilst all the wrestling stuff's going on is that a lot of the wrestling fans support the band, you know,
Yeah.
like it's literally every show we play, there's Progress t-shirts in the crowd. It's awesome. We played in Scunthorpe last night and like half the crowd were wearing Progress.
Which is a big Progress stronghold, you know, Scunthorpe.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was me. I was like, whoa, like we should do a show in Scunthorpe, like, yeah. But yeah, it's cool, it's awesome. So the better that my wrestling career does, like the band naturally kind of, you know, develops from that. And kind of vice versa in a weird way too. There's some people from the band world who are like, oh, you're the wrestler? And I'm like, yeah, I come to a show. And then they get into it from that. So it's a really cool crossover. And yeah, last year was awesome. We got to go out to Canada and do a tour.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Canada as well, because you like double-shotted that a little bit, because you did a bit of a wrestle and a bit of a junior as well.
That month was like the craziest of my life. So pretty much like earlier in the year we did like the Download Festival, right?
Yeah.
Where we had NXT shows mixed with my band playing in the morning, and I was like, this is crazy, like the world are meeting, like best day of my life. I was so happy. And then November came and the month was like UK tour with WWE, going to a Scottish tour with the band, going out for the Survivor Series time to do like NXT stuff, and then going to a Canadian tour whilst wrestling for Smash. And I was like, oh, and I was like, how many cases have I got to pack? And like, you know, oh, it was kind of stressful at the time. But
you wouldn't have changed it though.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I look back on that as like the best month of my life. It was awesome, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was just jam packed with me getting to kind of live the dream, you know, and like just live out my passions with the band and wrestling and traveling.
Well, yeah, man. Like I got to see you firsthand live out your dream, because we were at Cardiff for the WWE UK show, and I think you wrestled Pete.
Yes, yeah.
Today. What was that like being in the actual big arena?
That was awesome. I mean, it was earlier that year. I did like the 6-man tag there,
Yeah.
but to wrestle Pete one-on-one there, I mean, we've wrestled countless amounts of time in Cardiff, with like for Attack Pro and stuff, and just back in the day for like random indies and stuff. So to do it in the big venue where I've gone to see so many of my favorite bands, where I've you know, gone to see WWE. I remember like queuing up outside that venue when I was a kid to try and get front row tickets to Raw and stuff, and like to be wrestling in it, I was like, oh, this is really bizarre. Like especially like wrestling Pete, who I've known for the last 12 years or whatever.
Yeah. And
it was just cool, man. It literally was like living a dream. I had my family all there, my friends and stuff, and you know, that's kind of what you want in your career, to be able to have a moment like that.
Yeah, I guess like the first time, well, when we did Brixton Academy, and I remember seeing like, I saw 9 Inch Nails there for going as like 21, and I remember like looking up thinking, oh, I sat up there to watch 9 Inch Nails, and now like, I mean, I'm not even on stage for the fact that my company is like,
but yeah,
is
like
doing
now
that.
you're on the opposite end of the
Yeah,
spectrum,
man.
you know, it's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. So what bands did you see at the I can't remember, what's in it? It's the something Point Arena? In
Oh,
Cardiff?
what? In Cardiff,
Yeah.
when I was younger, it was the CIA, and now it's the Motor Point.
Right, yeah. I know it's the CIA because, you know, I'm old.
But yeah, well, so I was like, oh, it's the Motor Point now. But yeah, well, funny, they have photos on the wall backstage of like lots of their big gigs.
Yeah, that's right.
there. And I was like, oh, I've been to that one, Blink-182, like twice, and then like, oh, I've been to that one, Green Day, and like, oh, this one over there, You Me at 6, and just like loads of them. I was like, oh, cool. And even some of them, I was like, oh, I had tickets to that, but I ended up selling them. And it was weird because I was like reliving my youth, you know, just like looking at the photos of the wall of gigs that I wanted to go to, like, oh, Audio Slave, cool. Yeah.
I just saw a picture of John Mayer and was like, I'm really gutted I missed that gig.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
That's another thing. I was looking at them like, why didn't I go to this? Like, why didn't I do that band? Yeah.
We've had that here though, like even at, because obviously this is before the show in Manchester, we've got like, what was it, Vex Red, and it's like we've literally gone back like 10, maybe 15 years into the bands that are now cool again, like doing these new tours.
I'm so happy you mentioned A were a banging band.
Hi-Fi Serious was one of my favourite albums.
Right? Oh, that's amazing.
It's about 16, it's a cool album. Right, okay, as much as all the fun stuff's good, obviously you're having, and right, okay, and I'm going to leave it open here for you, if you don't want to discuss it, that's fine, but there's been, I mean, Eddie Dennis has literally almost made it to the point where he said he's going to follow you around the world, and you know, and he's constantly addressing it, whereas at this point you're not. Is that going to be a continued thing, or do you just want it? Is this not something we're not talking about still?
I'd rather not talk about this, man. Yeah, I'd rather.
Okay, well, if
continue not to. Yeah.
Can we just stop, because like if we're not going to talk about it, we might as well just cut that bit out.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
I don't want
fine.
to, you know, I don't
I'm just going to cut that out. Like, we are going to have to talk about this.
The Eddie stuff?
Yeah, but I'm eating shit on commentary, man. Like, I appreciate, I know it's a personal thing. Like, I'm all big on, like, leaving wrestling, like, where wrestling is, and going, like home life and friends and family, and meaning, like, sometimes it means more than wrestling, and I get that. But, like, it's almost impossible now, even on commentary, for me to, like, to say that you're the good guy, because like everything's pointing against it. Every point Eddie raises now, like he came on commentary like a couple of weeks ago, and like every point he made, like sometimes I can't even argue against him.
Listen, man, I know he's the person speaking loudest, so he has more points to make.
Yeah, but if you don't say anything, it's just going to get worse.
I've given my life to wrestling, to this industry.
Yeah, I know.
But some things are more important. They really are. And like I in one sense, I want to remain professional and not, you know, air our dirty laundry. But on top of that as well, there's just, I know that this is going to end badly if I retaliate like he wants me to. I just need to let this blow over. You know, and I know some of the fans now are on my side. And again, if that's what I have to sacrifice, you know, obviously that's the last thing I want to happen. But that can happen over me and Eddie getting any worse. I can't talk about it. You know, I don't want to.
I just don't know. Like, this doesn't just blow over now. You know, do you think this blows over? Look, we're trying to do the best we can to protect you here, like, but there comes a point where, as a promoter or as a commentator, like even just like, it's not like we're not mates. Like, I still want you to come across as the Mark Andrews that I know.
That's the problem,
but people forget it.
Me and Eddie, we're potentially not mates. Right now, we're not mates. That's the thing, you know.
You can be further from it now.
I still think it can get better without us having to scrap it out in the ring, without it having to be in front of all these fans. They don't have to see that.
All right.
Me and friends. I'm sorry. I know I put you in a hard position.
I know. It's just. It's not like I'm not going to fight your corner, but it's like it's getting like harder every time.
I understand. I do understand, man.
Anyway, I'll go and think of some other things.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, it's tougher than this. You know.